Transformational education covers the education that many of our institutions forgot to teach us. It's about wisdom, it's about mindfulness, it's about taking care of your body, your mind, your health, your emotional states. It's about being a more conscious parent, being a more conscious lover. It's about how to deal with those days when you might wake up one day feeling depressed or sad, and how do you deal with that? Schools don't teach us that stuff. And here's why transformational education is so important. If you think about the human experience, what really matters is not so much your grades or the job that you have. All of these are means goals. They are a means to an end, right? But if you asked a human being to share with you the moments in life that they're most grateful for, all of those moments often deal with inner states. It's falling in love. It's carrying your first child in your arm. It's the joy of like accomplishing your first big win. And all of these are states of happiness, states of joy, states of human connectivity. Transformational education shows you how to get there faster without the bullshit, without the dogma, without the unnecessary toiling towards a degree, and then that job that society says you need, and then that career path, then breaking yourself working 9 to 5 on something you hate. And the reason it's so important is because the world is changing at an exponential rate. But by 2029, on our smartphone, all of us will have the equivalent of personalized artificial intelligence. But this AI will be able to run your life for you. All the knowledge that we are currently learning in school will be in our extended brain. And so what then should we be studying? Everything is going to be on our personalized AI. So the most important thing to teach people is transformation. It's to teach people how to expand their worldviews, to teach people how to know how to take care of their health, how to stay healthy, how to practice longevity practices, how to go within when they're feeling sad, how to practice meditation and mindfulness. This is the most important education. And it's a massively growing field. And what we are trying to do is bring order to it and make this form of education blow up across the world. And our goal is to get it into 100 national schooling systems. We look at the human being from 5 different verticals. Okay, the first vertical is mind and spirit. What practices do you have in place to truly go within, to tap into your intuition, to practice mindfulness and meditation? So the big thing to understand is that in Western civilization, we are trained to exist in what you could call a monophasic state of awareness, right? Which means we think of consciousness as primarily existing in the beta or the waking state. So you and I are conscious right now, and we are existing in one particular level of consciousness. But if you look at indigenous cultures, people in indigenous cultures, they operate in multiple levels of consciousness. For example, I spent some time with a tribe called the Achuwa in the Amazon rainforest. In the Achuwa, they have this weird ritual. At 4 a.m., the families get up and they come together around a campfire and they drink tea at 4 a.m. and they discuss their dreams. See, the Achuwa believe and they communicate with tribes across the rainforest through their dreams. They believe that the dream world is as real as our physical world right now. Now that is tapping into a different state of consciousness. Now whether that's true or not doesn't matter. The point is they believe that there are multiple or polyphasic states of consciousness. So meditation actually gets you to go away from a single state and tap into altered states. And there's a powerful thing that's happening. As people are studying meditation, as people are studying mindfulness, what scientists are discovering is that it has this incredible impact on almost every dimension of your life. What science is finding is that alpha waves, which is what emerges from your brain when you are relaxed, right? Yep. is very soothing, it's very relaxing. And if you continue relaxing more, you get into what is sometimes called waking theta. Theta is the state your brain is in every night just before you fall asleep. When you fall asleep, you go into a deeper state called delta. But here's the unique thing. When you're at theta, ideas flow. There's this quote by Edison which says this: ideas come from space. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Ideas come from out of space. % of your business ideas are coming from this state. That is what I want more people to understand. We can tap into these altered states to fundamentally make better decisions, to draw upon ideas, and to even increase our rate of getting towards our ideas. So this is one of the most powerful aspects of meditation. There are different types of meditation. In fact, there are so many different types of meditation, I hate using the word meditation. Rather, I call it a transcendent practice. A transcendent practice is any practice where you go out of the physical world and you go within. But closing your eyes and just being grateful for your life is a transcendent practice. Closing your eyes and thinking compassionately about someone you love is a transcendent practice. And thinkitation is a transcendent practice. You're going within. And then there's modern meditation, which is about becoming better at the world. Meditation is not about becoming better at meditation. It's about becoming better at functioning in the modern world. Meditation helps you bend reality. There are a significant number of tools that you can put into play to help you do that by working on your inner states. For example, one is creative visualization. So many studies that show that what you visualize in your mind, you can help accelerate in the world. You can actually accelerate your sales closing rate by visualizing the outcome. And we don't really understand how it works, but we know it works. When you get a clear vision of the business you want to create, of the lifestyle you want to create, you move towards that faster. So the second vertical in Mind Valley is health and longevity. It's taking care of our human body. Do you know that there's a big difference between your chronological age and your biological age? And science recently, this was a study like in the last 1 year, found that two people can have the same chronological age. That means they can be celebrating their 40th birthday, but one could have the body of a 45-year-old and one could have the body of a 35-year-old. So number three is relationships, right? And relationships are so important because I believe the age of individuality is ending. Today, everything we do collaboratively. The world is just too complex for anyone to strike it out alone. And so we need people in our lives. With social media, with Instagram, with Facebook, aren't we more connected than ever with our friends? Well, the answer is yes, but on a digital screen. And apparently that isn't enough. So loneliness is up 300%. Loneliness is as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It is worse for your health than obesity. And that's what that third vertical is about. It's about giving us stronger social bonds. One of the biggest ways we transform is when we connect with others and we have shared meanings, when we support each other, when you share your vision of the world and I share mine, or when we challenge each other's ideas, but it all comes by bringing people together. Number four is impact. A lot of people confuse career and impact. Careers were designed to help us survive. So people get into a career because they are operating on a false reality, the post-World War II reality, which is where we needed a 9-to-5 job to survive. But today, the world is changing so fast. Today, I mean, if you just look at, and this is almost the fourth time I'm holding up my smartphone, but it represents so much. But if you look at what we have in our smartphone, we have so much computing power in our hands. If you're holding a smartphone today, you have access to more computing power and more information than the President of the United States did 20 years ago. Think about that for a moment, right? So with that, the concept of career becomes slightly outdated because anyone today can learn how to earn an income online if they have the right dedication and the right skills. And as again, if you look at the data, according to Gallup, 87% of people globally are disengaged from work and answer yes to the question, I dislike my job. 87%, which means 13% of the global population, 13% of the global population like their jobs. So there's obviously something broken there. And pillar 5 is what we call meta-learning. So meta-learning is the art of learning how to learn. Learning how to set the right goals for your learning, learning how to optimize your learning, meaning speed learning, memory, and basically improving yourself in terms of your ability to absorb information, digest that information, and then turn that information into real-world results. Because I don't think we can continue as a human species in a world where 87% of people dislike their jobs and 55% of kids dislike school. Kids walk to school and run home. Think about that. So how can we switch that? So one of my obsessions is turning work and schools into an oasis of wellness. And that's going to become easier to understand when you see how rapidly the world is changing, right? Work is becoming grossly simplified because of AI, because of robotics. We can get more done in less time. Schools are going to become more efficient. And so there's going to be this big space for transformational technologies to come into schools and work. I believe that we're going to see a shift in work where personal growth is going to become a core offering in every workplace. Companies won't just be paying you a salary, they'll be paying you by making you healthier. We want to change the way work functions so that when you are part of a job, that company is actually making you healthier. And because you're healthier, you show up better. You are more dedicated to the company. You are able to give more to the company. When you get a job, you're actually not just being paid, but you're being educated. And so companies, corporations become the new campuses of tomorrow. They become the new universities of the world. They become means to transform their employees into a new type of human being. It's no longer going to be about companies asking their employees to be engaged in the company vision. Companies are going to be engaged in their employees' vision. What this means is that companies are going to care about who you want to be and are going to help you become that person.